Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and we are convening on this fine Thursday evening to talk about some un-American activities in the state of Dogpatch, USA, and that would be Tennessee. So as we know, students who go to school in Tennessee have begun to step up and rally for gun legislation after the killing at the Covenant School. And this started on the 3rd of this month, and it has continued to go on. And apparently what happened is 3 Democratic legislators in Tennessee broke decorum in the House chamber by stealing a megaphone, standing shoulder to shoulder with the students and demanding gun reform. Now, the 3 legislators, their names are Democratic Rep. Justin Jones, Democratic Rep. Gloria Johnson, and Democratic Rep. Justin Pearson. So the GOP in the state of Tennessee is taking an unprecedented step tonight by expelling the 3 legislators. This has not been done since the Civil War. Now, I don't want to have to sit here and disparage the state of Tennessee by giving you the mentality of what exactly goes on down there in Dogpatch. But we have a state that has open and concealed carry permitless, and we have just had children killed in a school shooting. And the students are concerned. Many of these students are not old enough to vote yet. And, you know, supporting your constituents is part of the job. And the notion that we are expelling these legislators because they broke decorum and we need to have decorum in the Tennessee legislature is a fucking joke. They weren't worried about decorum when the grand wizard of the Republican Party, Donald Trump, summoned his, lawless minions to Washington to break into the Capitol, try to get into the inner sanctum where a legitimate election was being certified, and literally overthrow the government. There was no worry about decorum then. There's no worry about decorum when, Senator Marsha Blackburn, one of the dimmest bulbs in the chandelier, continues to lie and misrepresent facts, accusing Alvin Bragg of being backed by George Soros. There is no district attorney in this nation that is backed financially by George Soros. That is a popular Republican hue and cry. And they certainly aren't worried about decorum when a sitting, representative and a former admiral, Ronnie Jackson, disparages Alvin Bragg by telling him to celebrate with another donut. This is what's going on here. The GOP is exercising their purging powers because they are in the majority in Tennessee and they can. So let me tell you where this has gone. They've already voted on Justin Jones, and he is gone. They voted along the 2/3 majority lines. He's already been purged. Gloria Johnson managed to survive her purging. And they actually offered her a deal, I believe, before this whole voting on getting rid of these people took place. And she basically told them to stuff it, from what I understand. Now, the last person that they are going to be voting on tonight is Justin Pearson. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but I'd like to mention this. The only Caucasian in the group is Gloria Johnson. The other 2 members of the legislature that are Democrats are Black men. And I think we can see where this is going. Look, let's not mince any words here. All right? Gloria Johnson survived for one reason. She did nothing different than the other 2 did. All right? She stood with them. She participated fully in the same exact activities as they did. And she's going to manage to survive, mostly because I maintain she's white. And mostly because I maintain that Tennessee is still living in the dark ages on a lot of things, but especially racially. You know what? This is the way this country is headed. This is not just an attack and an assault, not in the physical sense, but on these three legislators who are just doing their jobs. If you can't stand with students who are frightened of being gunned down because of lunatics with guns, because people are intelligent enough, younger people are intelligent enough to understand that guns are the problem, okay? If you can't stand with them and support them without being expelled from your job, there's something radically wrong here. It's an assault on American democracy. The Republicans are doing it day in and day out. They have never stopped since Donald Trump left office. I'm telling you this because I'm serious when I say the Republican Party must be purged from our government, period. No questions, and no debate. The time for debate is over, okay? They do this constantly. They are now in the House of Representatives trying to pass laws that make what Donald Trump did, that he was indicted for, legal. That is the stuff of fascists, okay? There is no denying this. They can claim they're fighting for democracy. They're not fighting for democracy. They're fighting for authoritarianism. That's what they're fighting for. And that's exactly what's going on here in Tennessee. They are trying to get rid of anyone that doesn't agree with their ideology or that doesn't meet their racial expectations. It is time for the people in this country to wake up and see what's going on all around them. This is not a drill, folks. This is not a joke. Now, from what I understand, these three legislators, or these two legislators, I don't know if the third person is expelled yet. The vote may be ongoing. They may be debating. They do debate this whole thing before this uniformly heinous activity takes place. But there's nothing in the law that stops these people who are being expelled from running again. And I suggest to you that you return them to office because they were elected duly by the people they represent. I am sure they will be backed by Democratic Party in Tennessee. I'm sure they would be backed by somebody like the Working Families Party, okay? These people can run again, and everybody needs to rally behind them and return them to office if there is a special election. And that is the end of the game here, folks. This is outrageous. They are usurping the will of the people by removing them. They didn't even give them an opportunity by censuring them. We have censured Marjorie Taylor Greene now for anti-Semitic comments and other flagrant violations. How many times now? She's never been removed. Okay? She's never been removed. And yet here we are expelling 3 people from office because they dared to stand with students demanding gun reform. There's something radically wrong here in America, folks. We are sick from within, and the American people need to make sure that we take care of this come 2024. I will talk to you all later.